I'm Christine Alexandria of Angel Chatter, and here is your July forecast courtesy of the angels. Now, let's just say I'm a little bit late. It's what, July 10th. So, first of all, I do apologize. Second of all, like you, July's turning out to be, shall we say, rather interesting. Yeah? And are you surprised? This year, see if they're going to confirm, this year is the year we get to start remembering. This is the year we get, at a personal level, say yes to ourselves, realize we are the cog. We are the center of our personal world. And if we don't like something that's going on within our personal world, we have to start within. You know, we had a dog a few years ago, and her name was Gabby, G-A-B-I. And her name, the angels told me after the fact, was actually an acronym for Grace Always Begins Inside. And we have to take ownership. It's pure and simple. So July is indeed a turning point of sorts. The year is half over, thankfully. Hoping 2021 will be a whole lot better. But what are you going to be doing going forward to improve, change, allow yourself to shine a bit more? So one card's already fallen out since I've been shuffling, but let's continue on and we'll play with that card in a bit. So don't let me forget. Okay, you all ready? Okay, so here we go for July. First card up is indeed Raziel with Unwind. Now this can be, so if you look at a sigil, it looks a little bit like a labyrinth. You know, we have to go within to get the information. Kind of confirms what I just said, right? Going within to be, going within to meditate, to remember. I am working with a couple of mentor clients, mentee clients, I call them. And I share this, and I'll share it with you, that if something's really pondering, and I can't quite get the answer, well, odds are I'm all in my head. I'm not allowing the answers and the inspirations from them to come on in. So I'll take a walk. I will literally go outside, but before I step my foot out the door, I'll throw that one question out at them and say, okay, I need clarity on this. So years ago when I was designing and writing the authorization course, Sandalphon comes in and says, we're going to talk about the Kabbalah in my lesson. I went, I barely know how to spell Kabbalah, let alone teach it. I'm not qualified to teach it. And he was insistent. Okay, so I said, okay, angel of grounding, Sandalphon, educate me. So we went out for a walk in the woods, and he made sense, enough sense that I can share with my students. And lo and behold, they tell me it's one of their favorite parts. Who knew? I will also pose a question to them just as I'm going to sleep. If I know it's probably going to have a hard time sleeping that night because I've got all these things running around in my head, I'll say, okay, answer me in my dream time so I can remember, and or infuse me with these answers so I wake up with new ideas, new inspirations. And they haven't failed me yet. So two really good tips for you this month. Ariel, moon energies. Now this is a little bit late because we had that beautiful lunar eclipse earlier this month. But shall we say the energy is a little crazy right now? Yeah. So that's what eclipse energy can do. Things are topsy-turvy, but yet in a weird, chaotic way, it's a balance because it's the light and the dark. The dark's covering up the moon, you know, the passing, the shadows. So it's a very, very good time still, because many of us are still at home, to do a little bit more shadow work, to do a little bit more inner child work. And if you're having any problems with that, look for my website, Angel Chatter, and book a session. We can see what we can do. Hania comes in with the message of physical body. Oh, who hasn't overeaten, right? So who hasn't gone to a bit of comfort food in order to dull all that pain? Guilty. But our youngest daughter came to visit after we all quarantined for a period of time, and she brought with her a video game. They work for a video company, she and her husband. And we had a blast. Had a blast exercising, dancing. And so much so, we have since ordered the contraption. And I actually look really forward to it. So start paying attention to your physical body. If you're changing, and we all are, the foods you ate 2 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, aren't going to serve you most likely anymore. So start taking mental note. You know, it's that awareness of how food is affecting you. You know, I'm the first one to say, you know, I enjoy a glass of wine. I'm not going to tell you to become vegetarian or vegan unless it's best for you. But I will say, you know, having a diet of caffeine drinks and a bunch of sugar things, probably not the best idea. So it's a balance. It's not only physical body, how you take care, sleep, exercise, restore, whether it's through yoga or leisurely walks or that downtime. It affects your mental and emotional and spiritual levels as well. So pay attention to what your physical body is telling you. If it's hungry, eat something that's going to nourish it. If it's not so hungry, maybe not so much, right? So keep moving forward and ask Haniel. He oversees, I'm not sure if you really know about Haniel, but oversees what they told me is called the etheric heart chakra. You may hear it called the thymus point. You may also hear it called the high heart chakra. They told me etheric heart, and I'm sticking with it. Next, we have Uriel with the message of thank you. Now, it's not pleasant out there. It's not easy for most of us. And it's really not easy for many that have been affected, directly affected, whether it's Black Lives Matter and or COVID. It's impacting us all, whether we care to admit or not. But if we pull back, again, pull back a little bit, go back to your heart, can we be a bit more grateful for the lessons we are either being shown through the news, social media, etc., and our personal life? Can we be a bit more grateful that we are learning? Can we be a bit more grateful that we are growing and hopefully becoming more empowered? Which of course then makes us more powerful because we're much more comfortable in our skin, our sense of boundaries of what we'll accept and not accept, I would say, has been raised by many people. But if you feel like you're getting triggered too much, don't lash out. It's probably not the person, but it's triggering something within you. Get quiet in your heart and go, okay, here's a lesson. Here's a lesson that I can focus on. Go within. Grace always begins inside. And go, okay, thank you for the lesson. Now it's time for me to perhaps address a little bit of shadow work, inner child work, past life work. Whew. And allow the healing and the love to come forward in order for everybody, because it takes one and it starts rippling out. Promise. Next, this is the bottom card of the spread. So these first 4 cards are general information. I love how these guys work. Metatron comes in for that bottom card. It's the root of what's really going on. Kind of just said what I just said. His message is centered. Where is your center? Your heart. It doesn't matter if you're standing on your head or your feet. He likes to have fun with this. Your heart's always in the center. Always. Your heart is the birthplace of your soul. That is what guides you. That will never lie. Ego lives up here, lies all the time. Promise, lies. Fear, don't go outside, you might get a mosquito bite. Don't go outside because this. Here, in the heart, it's the truth. And if you're never, ever not sure if it's the heart or the head talking, because especially if you're super intuitive, you get all these insights, you get these ideas, right? Hands over your heart and take some really, really, really deep breaths. I've incorporated a breathing pattern in the guided meditations I recorded. You breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and then exhale for 4 counts. Keep repeating that pattern until you feel everything relax. Then you can ask some questions. And if you're still not sure, start simple with some simple yes or no questions. And little did I know, that's the exact same protocol that the Navy SEALs use. Who knew? Pretty cool, right? Metatron is top and bottom, comes in with that message of right. So I'm going to give you another little assignment for the rest of the month of July. Sit with him because he oversees your soul star chakra, which is about 6 inches above your head. So have a nice little tea party with him and allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself what you would like your life to be like in, say, 5 years, 10 years. Just, go crazy. Really big, crazy, I never could accomplish that or be that kind of dreams. Because that's, you're getting centered first before you write. Allow your soul to speak to you and see what comes out. Start with, where do you live? If you're not sure, what room are you sitting in? What does the room look like? And then does the room have windows? What's beyond the windows? And start, you build it up again from here and start working outward. And as you start imagining and dreaming, yeah, you could be seeing your future or something similar to that. And that says, oh, that's what I want to do. So that's the goal or the reward at the moment. Now it's working to get there. What can you do? Think about what we said in the very beginning. You are the center of your world. So what do you need to do or not do in order to live and be in that kind of lifestyle? It's a pretty powerful exercise, actually extremely powerful exercise. So take your time with it. Now, here's the card that fell out. Excuse me, when I was shuffling. Uriel oversees the root chakra, angel of safety, I call him. But his message is detox. Plays a little bit with Haniel's message of physical body. So, yeah, we can detox our food. Don't recommend a hardcore detox program unless you've done some research and you're super comfortable with it. But a slowness, not including things in your diet that really aren't so good for you in massive quantities. But it's also a detoxing of the mind. We all have these stories that we've bought into from a societal standpoint. What's accepted and not accepted. Guys can do this, women can't do this. I'm not getting into male bashing, but we've all bought into it. And there's different stories, you have to work hard in order to get ahead, or they must have slept their way to the top, or the grass is always greener. These things that we buy into. So it's a detoxing of the mind. So for now, thank you. The evil shoulds. Let's start there. Just for the week, for this coming week, after you've seen this video, notice how many times you think or say should. Because should doesn't really leave you much choice. I should do that. There are actually very few things you should do. Like right now, wash your hands kind of thing, right? So, but should I go to a party? Should I feel bad because I got a promotion? Really not. Should leaves you no choice, because if you should do it but don't want to, but do it, you get angry. If you should do it and don't want to and don't do it, but you should, you start feeling guilty. It's kind of a no-win word. So for a week, notice your shoulds. Then start incorporating the word could. I could do that. Small little step of becoming more empowered. How cool is that? Just by changing your words from should to could. So that is your forecast, a little bit of homework for the rest of this month of July. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative. I am Christine Alexandria of Angel Chatter. Until next month, stay safe and hug those you can. Bye.